Hello. I'd like to welcome you to my presentation of my happiness quest. This could be a combination of three different projects I did for this project in this class. To start out, being unhappy can affect your health adversely, your family, friends, and your professional career.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. Hot air balloon never goes space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Come along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come that news talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because
I think you kind of get the idea. Being happy is a positive, good thing in a lot of different aspects of your life, your health, family, friends, and professional career. I did the character strength survey, which is a measure of your strength in these different categories. And wisdom and knowledge is the first one. Courage, humanity, justice, temperance, and transcendence, which has to do with your connection to higher power and things of that nature. When I entered this process, I was initially apprehensive. It's kind of not self-accusatory, but like it's it's self-examining exercise, and that can be a very humbling experience. But I did make a promise to be deliberately honest because I did want an honest assessment. But like I said again, it's self-assessment. It's a really humbling experience, and I was initially anxious, kind of. Okay, and my results came out, and number one was bravery. And I was in the U.S. Army. I was a military police officer and was subsequently selected for special forces. Did a couple tours overseas. I have had two kids in the past year and some change. I have a 16-year-old boy, Bentley, and a month-old girl, Ava. And I moved to New York City in 2012 before I had kids, but I moved here for a really good acting school that I was selected for, which I had no family here, no friends, per se, but and so it was really a big step for me, risky in my view. But second was creativity. I did go to acting school. I worked as a professional actor on a couple different shows, Law and Order, The Leftovers on HBO. And I do classes, and I want to get back into auditioning, but having kids kind of slowed that down. But actually, before I moved to New York, I was working with another a full cell graduate who was a songwriter and a producer, and we were writing songs and trying to get them sold to different artists, and we actually sold a few to some big artists a couple times actually. And problem solving. I use a lot of creativity in everyday life to solve everyday problems. Not necessarily big, artistic things, but everyday problems. I try to be creative in the way I solve them. And third was humor. I love this because I love to meet new people. It's something I look forward to. I try to invoke positivity into everything, even if it's something that's not perceived as being a positive experience. I think it's great that it makes things go overall better in the end if you approach it with a positive attitude. Um, I like to ease the tension with humor. I like to make jokes. I was a class clown. I was that type. So yeah, it kind of really actually hit the nail on the head with this one. So okay, the takeaway that I got from this exercise, I think I have a great understanding of myself. Like I confirmed some things and some things that I was a little questionable about, and confirmed it. I have a better understanding of who I am. Also, I'll be able to understand like who I'm more compatible to work with and relate to and be friends with, and it'll help me pick and choose my relationships more carefully and wisely. It actually showed me, areas I may need to improve because, some things were low on the list and I wanted. But, that I can improve on different things. And it's going to improve my physical and mental health, my relationships, and my professional career because it's going to make me a more, it's going to increase my well being, with my health and all the other, benefits I get from this type of benefit or this type of improvement. So, the next step was I sent a positive email to a cousin of mine, Andre Flell, who was signed to the Buffalo Bills. I sent him a message congratulating him, encouraging him, and telling him that I support him and everything he's doing. I always have. And he sent me a message back, and saying thanks and echoing a lot of sentiment. It was a really great experience. We've been close for a long time, and I've seen him progress, and it's really nice to see him enjoying his success, and it's nice to be a part of that. And I also performed an act of kindness. I gave a couple of tourists that were walking in New York. I live in New York City, excuse me. I gave them directions, like I actually walked them to where they wanted to go. I was walking down Sixth Avenue, and I saw a group of tourists. I could tell by their accent they're from Europe, and I could tell they were lost too. I walked up and they're saying, "Hey, we're trying to get here." And I was like, "Okay, you gotta go this way." And I was like, just follow me. I'm going that way anyway. And the way that we talked, and I found out they're from Slovakia, which is crazy because it's the same country that my wife is from. And we were talking about, I was explaining them where some restaurants were, some Slovakian restaurants in the city. And, I learned a couple new words and made some new friends. And they actually added me on Facebook. And we're like planning on possibly going out there maybe while they're here. So it was a great experience. It was nice. It's nice to meet some new people. Just randomly, and I wasn't expecting it. So, and my plan for happiness, under the PERMA idea, the area of positive emotions. I want to develop and maintain a relationship with my wife, my son, and my daughter, and also my extended family, my mothers and cousins and uncles and aunts. And engagement. Acting class is really an engaging situation for me. I really enjoy it. It's something that really challenges me and pushes me to a state of flow. Also, reading is another thing that I love to do. Actual hard books, not the Kindle. And playing video games, which is something I do as a leisure activity, but it also is very engaging. And then listening to music is very therapeutic and engaging to me. I love it. I can't live life without music. And positive relationships. I want to cultivate a fluid relationship with my son and daughter, as they grow older. People, kids, they go through different phases, they change. And I just want to, have, I understand, things aren't always going to be the best, but I want to, have at least, a closeness that will always be there with all, with both of them. I want to regain a close relationship to my brother. We both were in the military and we were all over the place and we kind of got, separated. We were really, really close when we were younger. So I want to, now he's out of the military like I am now. He's a police officer. And yeah, I want to, get closer to him again. But meaning, I go to church. I'm a Christian. That's my higher power. And I want to volunteer more. And achievement. I do CrossFit, which is a great physical activity, and my full set education, which I'm trying very, very hard to stay focused and stay on track. And I want to go on a trip to Europe, and that's my plan. And thank you for watching.